To the cloud. All right, we are recording. Hey, and welcome everybody. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming and participating. You can play along if you want to. If you have the device, you can. If you have, I know Russ, you have one. You're welcome to play along if you like. Basically, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over StreamYard and how I use StreamYard and really why I use StreamYard. Probably the biggest reason, anybody that knows me knows that I'm a Google guy. And in the past, we were able to bring comments up on screen using Comment Tracker, which is now gone, and Hangouts on Air actually is gone. So StreamYard gives us that ability. And my thing is collaboration. So that's why I decided to purchase StreamYard and use it. One thing is they do not have a app for StreamYard. So you have to do some finagling to get the live stream and go live from mobile. So that's what I'm going to show you today, how I did that. I did 17 videos while I was gone. Those that are out there that support me, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all watching those. That's a big deal. But also gave you kind of, sort of, as much as I could, an inside look at what we do at Google and in the events, because a lot of it's NDA and I can't show a lot. But anyway, let's get on to it. Let me show you I'm going to show you first off the gimbal itself. This is a Atom Sonoppa gimbal, okay? And if you don't know what a gimbal is, first of all, gimbal is, it's basically gives you that stabilization, okay? So you don't have all that jerkiness when you're doing a video, and it's usually 3, sometimes they're 2, but this one's 3. And the reason I chose this one is because it's really light. It's the size of my hand. I could fit it in my pocket. So even when I was on the plane, I could take the plane, get on the plane, I could just pull it right out of my pocket. So that's why I took it and used it. I mean, it was pretty awesome having that. And it's pretty lightweight. I'm holding it by the extended stand thing. I mean, it's really simple. I can do that. If my hand gets tired, I can set it on a table. So I'm going to show you quickly, not quickly, but I'm just going to show you how to take all this and set it all up. First thing you want to do is you hit this push button on this one, and all of them are different. So I'm just showing you how I do on this one. I push this button right here. It says push right on it. Let me see if I can. Yep. And that first opens the first one, and really you're unlocking each part. So this part, I'm just going to twist to unlock it. Now it's unlocked. And then I take this one and do the same thing, twist it, and I unlock it. So now they're all free. Okay. So what I usually do is I put it on the stand to make it easier for me. You can see I just set it up, and now I'm going to take my phone. I have my phone, and here's the key. Where I charge, oops, let me get in the camera. Where I charge, I make sure that's near this one, and you can't see that, can you? Right there, right in there is where there's little balls. Okay, barely. So what I do now is I put the phone in right here, and usually, because I have the sensor to turn on, you can see I have the squeeze. It always comes up with the Google Assistant, so I immediately have to stop that. That's just on mine. It depends on your device, whatever. Okay. Then I'm going to use my fingerprint reader to go into it. Maybe it says it doesn't recognize it. Maybe I need to get my wife because her finger will work, but no, I'm just kidding. There, I'm in. Okay, so now I'm in. So here's the key, and what I need to do is I need to turn the gimbal on. See, it's still flimsy and all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Michael, can I make a comment?
Yeah, do it.
The comment is that you do not want to have the gimbal on when you unlock it, correct?
Yeah, that's true. You want to make sure and get your phone in there first before you unlock it.
Yeah, but the trick is it gets out of control if you power the gimbal on when you try to unlock it.
Well, the key is, here's the thing. Think about how the gimbal's working. It's working with something in there. So if you don't have that something in there, that thing's just going all wonky and just all over the place. So now I have my phone there. I'm kind of holding my phone because I want it kind of set right here. And then I just turn it on. Right here is the on-off button down here. I can push it up. And when I get the two lights, it's going to automatically set up. And looky there, it's perfect. set up perfectly. I mean, it's a top angle, so you're not going to see everything exactly. So, all right. So now what I want to do is I want to show you what I have to do now that I have this set up. This is how I go into StreamYard to get ready to go live. So I have to go to Chrome, which is the top icon. You can sort of see that. I know that's kind of tough, but try and get it a little bit better angle. There you go. I can hold it down like this. So I hit Chrome. I go into Chrome. All right. And I just type in StreamYard. Because StreamYard is browser-based, that's the key thing that you have to remember. There you go, StreamYard. So now I'm in. Now, the thing that's tricky, and this is something that when I was teaching Debbie, she also purchased one of these, so I was able to teach her while I was there in Colorado, showing those that don't know Debbie Davis. Debbie Davis is a friend that we stayed with in Colorado. Right here, the buttons are real big on certain phones and stuff like that. So I go to the 3 dots at the top, and this is the key for streaming on from a mobile phone without an app, because StreamYard does not have an app. So this is the key. 3 dots, scroll up till you see desktop site. Now it's just as if I'm on a desktop. And if you notice this created broadcast, this button is here now where it wasn't there before. Because on mobile, you can't start from mobile because there's not an app. It's not et cetera. So that's why, that's the key is making sure those 3 dots you have chosen desktop site. That is how people used to say that about HOAs. You couldn't start an HOA, Hangout on Air. Anybody that doesn't know that I'm a Google guy and I used to do Hangouts on Air, you couldn't start it from mobile. Well, yes, you can. This is the way I used to do it. You start from the desktop site. Now it's just as if I'm sitting in front of my computer, only it's really small and on my phone now. So now when I create the broadcast, I can create a broadcast, and I use Restream when I do it. I'm not going to do that right now, and the reason is because I don't want this to go out everywhere live. What I'm going to do is a YouTube unlisted. But you can see choices here. I don't know if you can see it. I know it's very dimmed on the screen, but I'll tell you what it is. The first one is Facebook, my profile. The next one is Facebook, my page. And then the next one is Facebook group. Then the next one is YouTube. Then the next one is a different account. I have Coach Diesel, so I can go to that one, and I think that's Periscope only. Richard, if you can mute, please, thank you. And then I have Restream right here, which is, if I click this one, it's Restream, and then Heather has hers, because we own this together. So this is for our account, Tinkering with Tech. So Heather, that's how she starts her show, from right there. She uses Restream to go to Twitch. Now, you guys that are in here, this is Insight and this is private, so don't tell anyone. Just so you guys know, and seriously, do not say a word, because they told me in private, but I'm giving you the insight because you're community members. Twitch will be added next week to StreamYard. That's what they told me. So, which is awesome. It's fantastic for me because that's important with me with all of the COPA stuff going on with YouTube. Twitch is going to become probably more and more where I go and that kind of stuff. And I've already set up my my YouTube to just be non-kid friendly, because I figured if I could, I'll just be safe that way. I can't afford $42,000 fine. So anyway, that's a whole different story, whole different topic, and a whole different show. But anyway, so what I'm going to do here, so those are my choices there, and I can add one. It has one where I can add, just like I can on a desktop. If you're in StreamYard, you can use the free version to see some of this stuff. You just can't go to those places on the free version because you can't do multiple streaming on the free version. So anyway, if I go and I'm going to hit the YouTube one, boom, I hit YouTube. And right now, this is I can call this workshop. I'm doing just like I would as I would on a desktop, because that is that's the way I would on a desktop. So remember, you're on the desktop site, and I'm going to change the privacy to unlisted. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want this to go out to the public and let everybody know right now. But I'm just showing you that I can do this. So I'm going to create broadcast. Once I've created the broadcast, this is what I had to do every single time I went live. But I've gotten so used to it, I just go right through, and I'm there. Now, right here, you can see the one that says workshop. I can enter the broadcast studio. And because I'm on the desktop site, if you did not hit desktop site, you will not get your camera. You won't get any of this stuff. Okay. All right. So I'm going to, let me change the setting to the other camera if I want to do that. This is what I have to do in the middle of the show if I want to change my camera, although I can use the 180-degree change. Now that's pointing up in the air because that's where my camera is filming. So that's just to show you that you can change your camera, and this is how you would do it from right there. And that settings is also when I actually get in, I'm going to enter the broadcast studio so you can see that setting. Now to actually go and put myself up on screen, I have to click this and it puts me up on screen. Now I'm actually in the studio ready to be recorded. And remember the settings that I showed you before? Here's the settings again. I can change that camera if I need to change it. I can go back and forth. So there's the one facing up. There's the one facing back. There you go. Okay, so that's it. And then I can bring comments in. I'm in the comments section, but I still have all the same features. The only thing I can't do is any branding that I do on the desktop, like bringing in videos and stuff like that, it won't work on a phone only because, and I can't screen share. Those are the two things you cannot do because you're on mobile, but I don't care. I don't need to. All I want to do is be able to go live and let people see it. But I can bring comments on screen. This is a test comment. So I'll show you. There you go. So I just brought a comment on screen. That's what it looks like, the test comment, so you can see that it works. And then one thing that's really cool, what I do is I like to go up here to this little down arrow with me on it. I can click that and I can view it on YouTube to see what's going on in YouTube. I can also, by doing that, I can get the link to give to people so they can go watch as well. So it's kind of cool. I like to be able to do that. In Restream, I can set up Restream with all the comments and all that kind of stuff. So that up here would be the Restream, and it takes you directly to Restream, which is kind of nice. I like being able to do that. That is how quick, easy, in my opinion, it's easy, only because I've done it 17 times. But it takes some time to get used to, and it's fun. And you can see I'm actually, you know, when my screen goes sideways, I'm just adjusting right here. I've gotten so used to this. This is a joystick that I just click back and forth to straighten out my camera. I mean, I'm doing that as, you know, as I'm showing you guys. It's just become natural for me. When I look at up at the camera or up at our Zoom, I can see, hey, I'm off kilter or whatever. I can sit there and turn it and twist it or whatever. I've gotten so used to this joystick. It's really, it becomes second nature. You know what I'm saying? It becomes muscle memory. And I think that's the key to this kind of stuff. That is showing how I go live from my mobile phone, starting from my mobile phone. So that's the whole process. Any questions you guys have? There, I'm gonna rest my hand now because
yeah, Michael, I've got one.
Yeah.
You said you couldn't screen share. What's the other thing you can't do?
You can't. I think the branding. Like I don't think I'm gonna try it right now just to see. But it wouldn't work in Colorado. So, for example, right here you have, this is for the paid version. So if you're looking at this, this is the paid version. This is like when we do our intros and stuff. Let me try one. See, it won't play.
Okay.
I don't think it will. Oh no, it did. There you go. So I have a little between, like a kind of like a transition to go into the next scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's what some of these are. So yeah, that does work. I'm really surprised that it works, but that's kind of cool. So you do have the branding ability there to change. So I can actually put my Tinker with Tech logo. I can turn it on and off. That's good. Like I said, it wouldn't work before. So, but I know you can't screen share.
Yeah,
I know for a fact you can't
that's
screen
what
share.
I've heard was the biggest drawback to doing it. I know a lot of people want to do it, and then you mentioned they can't screen share, and but I do a lot of screen sharing in my stuff.
Right, you just can't start from mobile and do that, but you can certainly do it from the desktop or tablet or anything else that you can get a Chrome browser. You can do it. I'm almost positive you can do it from iPad. I don't have one to test it, but I think you can. I think, as long as you're in the Chrome browser, that's the key.
Okay, thank you.
What other questions?
You don't have an iPad? That surprises me.
Nope. I don't have any Macs. The only Mac I have is mac and cheese, and I got lots of that. So,
how about a Chrome? Well, I'm sure it works on the Chromebook very similarly.
Yep, Chromebook and Pixelbook works fine. Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Also works on the Chrome box.
On my phone, I have like 5 Facebook things to go to and 1 YouTube. I don't know what the 5 ones for Facebook are. So,
well, you may have started StreamYard trying to go to different pages that you have, or you can go to someone else's. As a matter of fact, you can go to other people's as long as you have access to get in there and go to it.
Yeah, I only have me, but
well, that's how those get started. You can remove those destinations too.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you can do it on mobile, but I know you can do it on desktop or whatever.
I'll just punch one of them.
What other questions? Any other questions?
Michael, you have, I've been wondering how you and Heather, while you're at the game show, for an example, both of you could bring in comments, and that's because you have a shared pro account. Is that how that worked?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't recommend that. We actually don't do that on the game show. We do that on the, I mean, she could on the game show, but we do that on the Tinkering with Tech show.
Right. That's right. So I was wondering how you both were able, I know that when you're talking, she's bringing in the comments. So, okay. I was wondering how you did that. So
you have to be really, really careful and very trustworthy in the other person, because they can actually see and manipulate your YouTube account. They can manipulate and go in anything they want to do in your YouTube account. They can change and edit
through StreamYard.
Yep. Okay. Because they have access to your, they could go and post a video that is totally harmful to you or whatever. So
that's
you have to
because they have your streaming key, right?
Well,
they don't have your username and.
The nice thing is about StreamYard. Okay, so if there's a couple things. Okay, so StreamYard gives you the opportunity. You put in your email, and then they send you a link with a number. You don't ever have to give your password, which is nice. But you give them a link. I mean,
they give you a link.
You get they give you a number where you put that number in. Once you put that number in, then that number is how they access. So I would have to give Heather my email address in order for her, or she would have to say, hey, look, can you give me that code or whatever so I can get into StreamYard. But once you're in one time, as long as you never close that browser or go out of that browser or sign out of that browser, she has access forever until so that's, you have to be really careful with that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, be really cautious, and you have to have utmost trust in that person that you're doing that. Now,
I trust the person up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. But I would also say that, you want to make sure that we share an email. See, we share the Tinkering with Tech email.
Right.
So we share that email so she can access it. I can access it. It's ours together. So that's the way we get around that and do that. But like I said, unless you absolutely trust that person, they could do harm. They could.
I have a question. When you bring in comments, is there a limitation on the amount of text in that comment? I
haven't run into it yet, so I don't know if there is. I mean, It's whatever YouTube will allow. It's exactly whatever YouTube will allow. So if you can do it in YouTube or Twitch or whatever, if they have a set amount of characters, then that's the regulation that you have, because StreamYard just brings in whatever they have.
So Zoom, I haven't seen a limit on Zoom comments, and that's what I would be bringing in using StreamYard. So, and sometimes some of our comments get too lengthy. So I was wondering.
Understand, you can't bring in Zoom comments because you're not, it has to come from whatever platform you're streaming from. But if you're bringing it as a screen share, you can do whatever you want. Understand the logic there.
Well, all right, so let me, that I didn't see that before. So within Zoom, if there's Zoom comments on a webinar or meeting, I cannot bring those comments in using StreamYard.
StreamYard lets you stream to YouTube, to Twitch, to Facebook,
but not
to
Zoom.
Periscope. Right. Zoom is not a streaming. I mean, it's its own entity. You don't bring in Zoom.
Okay.
You're not streaming to Zoom.
Okay.
You're streaming to those other platforms. So that's where the comments are coming, and it's public. A Zoom comments are not public. A YouTube video, the comments are public or even unlisted, but it's still public, so you can bring that into StreamYard. Did you see when I chose Facebook? I chose
right.
I didn't choose Zoom because Zoom's not one of them.
I know.
No, I'm just trying to make
I didn't know that Zoom was not one of the things I can use StreamYard for. That's and I have no problem with that. All that means is that I can't use StreamYard using the Zoom platform, which is what I do 100% of my stuff with. So that's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah,
oh, by the way, Michael.
Yeah. What about it?
Oh, that's what my gimbal is in.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It's ready to go. It's getting ready to go.
I got you. Put the whole thing in there. I got you. I use that for all of the wires and all the extra stuff. I actually don't even put my Snopa in there, but that's awesome. That's great. I tell you one thing that I found too, just so you guys, this stand, I'm gonna tell you what, this little stand that I have there, and Jim, you were there the first day when I came down to the bar. I caught Jim and Chris at the bar. I know that's surprising, but
we saw that.
I know, but
right, you did.
But that's the nicest. I think is the nicest thing, and I think I mentioned to you guys too. When I was on the plane, I could pull my TV tray down, and I set this on there, and I had so many people asking me, "Oh my!" Because everybody's sitting there trying to hold their phone or trying to get it, in that little pouch in the back seat or whatever, and all this kind of stuff. And this, I'm gonna tell you what, it was perfect. Everybody's just like, "Oh my God, that is really awesome. What is that?" So.
Do you have a link for that model number and everything?
What's that?
Link for the model number of this gimbal?
Yeah, I can get the link. I'll get the link for you. No problem. Yeah. I just went, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
If you look up
$130.
Yep, exactly. It's all, there's only one. There's only one.
Just go to
I'll get the
Amazon
link.
and search for
Adam Snopa. Adam Snopa. Yeah. Stabilizer. But I can get that for you. No problem.
When I saw you on the airplane with that, I said, that's why mine's in the bag ready to go when I travel this winter. So that was a great idea.
Well, and I'm telling you, when I was teaching and showing Debbie at the table, we could set it up, and I could go through all of this stuff that I just showed you guys, each step on how I went live on mobile. And it took her about 4 or 5 times. And she said, like last night in the after party in our game show, she actually said, that took me a while for that to sink in. And it's a step that I miss, because most people do. You have to get out of the mindset that this is an app. It's not an app. What it is, you're using it from the browser and making it your desktop. So if you can get the word desktop in there, go find desktop site. Now, I have never tried this on an iPhone. I have no idea if you can go to a desktop site on an iPhone because I don't use one. I'm sure you probably can.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And like I said, I don't know. I don't use it, so I don't know. But that's why I always disclaimer myself from anything I.
As you were setting it up, Michael, I did it on my Pixel, and it worked just like you said.
Good. That's the key. So, and that's what I wanted to show you today. How to go live from your mobile. Boom, set it up and put it right on your gimbal so you can use it. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of times the stabilization is great too. I mean, it really, it made a difference because I did some of those videos with just holding the phone, just so I could go back and check and see if it. And I did pretty good at holding it still, I have to admit. But I'm going to tell you what, there was a difference. I mean, it just made a difference. And it's just more comfortable. I mean, there's so many times where you're holding your phone to do a selfie or something like that. I can do a selfie with this. That was beautiful. I could just sit there and hold it and just do a selfie right with this, and it was stable. It was really nice.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On your airplane trip, you put the stand on the tray. Did you then put your earbuds into the phone or the gimbal? It seems to me the gimbal is only the microphone, correct? The gimbal jack is just for the microphone.
Okay. That's right. There, you can charge your phone. There's two things you can do. You can charge your phone.
Yes.
Or you can use yes, you can use it for both. I can charge my phone. The gimbal will charge my phone.
Right.
So that's one option. And then also I can set up where the microphone goes in there, and then in the side of it, and I'll show you real quick. In the side.
What I was getting at is to be able to listen to the video that is on your phone.
Okay. I use Bluetooth.
Okay.
I don't have any wires. I have my Pixel Buds. So I'm just telling you that, yes, you can do that. Have a wire plugged into your gimbal that in the side of your gimbal, which is down here, which you can't really see.
Your trick of Bluetooth is what I was looking. That's what I was looking for.
That's what I did.
Then it makes sense, and that's why your lapel mic in the gimbal worked, whether it was the single or the double, the double that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So could you then have a conversation with someone on the video, let's say Heather, and you could hear Heather through your Bluetooth and speak through the microphone?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
Once you connect a mic, now if you could connect a headset, that would be different.
Okay.
But once you connect a mic, you hear nothing.
Okay. All right.
I actually did some tests, and that's a good question to ask because Andrew was nice enough to get with me, and I said, "Can you hear me?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "I can't hear you." And it was because I had that mic plugged in the jack. But see, if you're doing an interview side by side with a dual lavalier, what do you need to hear?
Right. So, I was getting at the conversation with somebody not next to you with the lavalier mic.
Then you can't connect a mic, but you could do the Bluetooth, and it's just the same thing as having whatever.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
But yeah, no problem. But if you have a dual lavalier like I did, I could sit there and do an interview or whatever. If Debbie had a mic, a lavalier, and I had a lavalier, which I have that. I had the dual one, and we did a couple tests with it. It's perfect because you don't have anyone else in there with you. So it was just us conversing, but everyone could hear it on the outside. The only thing that I don't like, I like to be able to hear if we're being heard. And the only way to do that is to either go out to YouTube or pull it up or whatever and find out whether you're being heard and that kind of thing. I like to have that because you know me, I like to forget sound or I don't have sound.
Yep.
So that's kind of where I go on that. But yeah, that's the mobile app. What else? Any other questions? Let me see here. Let me get that, get rid of that, go back. It works really well. I mean, I love it. I think it's awesome. We're at our time with 30 minutes. I'll probably do a workshop next week talking about how I set up my show using StreamYard and why I use StreamYard. Everybody kind of knows why I use StreamYard. Really, it's the comments. It's that engagement involving people. I think it's important that I could go watch any, just two people sitting there talking. There's tons of those out there. I'd rather engage with the people and bring the people in and make them part of it. So that's why I use StreamYard, because I can put their name up on screen. A lot of people don't want to come on video. They don't want to be seen or whatever and that kind of stuff, but they'll leave a comment, and they're not afraid to leave a comment. Trust me. They'll say anything when they don't have to be seen. But I think that's important to bring people into. It's all about the engagement part. It's not about just the two people talking. At least that's the way I've always looked at it.
It's about conversation.
It is. It's social. It is the true social media. All the other stuff is just jibber jabber.
Well, that's why I wanted that's why I wanted to hear about StreamYard, to see if I could use that, because I'm trying to get away from Manicam, and so far I cannot get away from Manicam to do what we do on Zoom.
Right. No, I get it. Understood totally. Like I said, this is a quick live streaming thing, totally browser based. Excellent. And obviously, if you can go to a browser on your phone, you can do that and do it from there as a desktop site. Remember, desktop site, that's the key. Choosing that desktop site is the key to making sure that you're able to get all the buttons and making it work the way you want it to. I'm going to end the recording. Unless you guys have another question, we can talk afterward. That's fine. But if you guys have another question for the recording, I'm going to end the recording if you don't. Anybody have anything? No?
Not here.
No. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to stop. Yeah, I'm going to stop the recording. Anybody that watches this later, if you have any questions, feel free to put it on the video. Let me know. This will be in the community website, so you'll be able to find it. So go back and look at it. I'm going to stop the recording.